Alright, since the current official game has been corrupted with no hope for repair anytime soon, and there are a lot of new players who end up knowing just the unfunny part of it, and doesn't know how Yu-Gi-Oh actually looks, when played and enjoyed, I wanted to have this video out as soon as possible, just to show how me and my friends demonstrate what we do all the time, which is showing how fun and epic Yu-Gi-Oh can be when we dedicate to play the game instead of dedicating to not allow our opponent to play. We've used our personal ban list, so you'll notice that no summons are negated as such, and just the barely minimum amount of effect negations and disruptions happened, making them easier to handle, and not enough to consider the game unplayable at any point, because the greatest duels do not need any of that. Also, the main objective of this duels is not just winning, but as well having our monsters and strategies clashing with the best we got, so there's a lot of respect and even cards that help the opponent, or allow me to take their attacks head on, and still keep going. This is how great duels look like. I'll proceed to now show you the legendary duels. For my duel against my friend Coney, we used some anime cards like an action field because I know he's a great fan of Arc 5. He almost managed to beat me with the Pendulum Monster Ignition Eagle, which I didn't read, increasing the attack of Radish Horse, hessing enough to finish me off, but I still had timing to activate the action magic evasion, and then our favorite monsters went against each other with as much attack increase as we could. It was a great action duel. My duel against Siege was probably the most risky one, but it was also really epic. During turn 6, my first Utopia was destroyed by Ring of Destruction, so I paid all my life points except 10 to activate Zexal Alliance to revive it, then paid half my life points for Last Hope number so I could summon another Utopia and evolve it into number XX Utopic Dark Infinity to recover some life points, allowing me to draw one card with hope for escape. That was one of my favorite turns so far, but there was another great turn later, involving the Synchro Monster Time Lord Protogenitor Vorpgate and number F0, Utopic Future. I'll let Siege give us some opinion about it.
Hello everyone, I'm Siege, and I'm being represented by my favorite duel monster. I'll be pointing out some things I thought were fun in this duel. Turn 10. I watched this combo knowing this was probably going to spell my doom. Fran and I both looked at our monsters' effects, and I was sweating. Both Utopic Future and Vorpgate had abilities that concluded at the end of the damage step, so we were unsure of how the exchange would play out. The result was Fran's entire field being banned. I got Vorpgate back, but Fran got no monsters back. Turn 11. I respected Fran's risky move and we were both satisfied with ending things. Going for one final synchro summon. I attacked with Malefic Paradox Dragon and finished the duel with the effect of Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. An epic duel that I absolutely loved from start to finish.
I got a pretty strong field against my friend Ray, and using the trap card Lost Time, I was able to recover almost all my life points after using the effect of my heroic champion, which reduces my life points to 500, but he destroyed most of my field with Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. I still was able to finish the duel during the next turn with to number F0, but I decided to not perform the final attack and we agreed to see what would happen if we keep going. And things just kept getting interesting as Ray was able to defend himself and perform offensive tactics as well, while I had to relay on the field spell dice dungeon, which turned the duel into a race, to see who's lucky enough to get the best results and win the battle with one final attack, and this round was for Ray, who is also a fan of Arc 5, so I'm happy he was able to give an intense and incredible show for the world to smile. Against my friend Holy, I pointed at having a lot of healing effects so I could take his attacks full force, and he actually got over 8,000 attack for his Black Skull Dragon against my Utopia the Lightning, using 2 concentrating current and, as a fun plus, I was able to catch the burning effect at the end of the battle phase with Perform Age Hat Tricker. Holy also remembered a technique I told him about, which is using the Always Chain button on EDO Pro to enable the timing of Electromagnetic Turtle against Utopia the Lightning, and this time around, he successfully used that technique against me. When he started feeling the heat, he got the upper hand with Dark Rebellion Dragon and Black Skull Dragon, so I decided to finally go all out with number F0, performing a final combination of the quick spells Future Drive and TA. Strike. Fighting dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh always gets my burning passion turned on.
このままもう少し歩こう片を抱き消えゆく夢を数え離れてく仲間を見た通い慣れた道に迷い込むこの頃闇がもう一人の自分乾いた叫びがくじけそうな胸を突き刺す君を誘うって世界を見たいな
My duel against Glacier was fairly simple, basically just an exchange of attacks until only one's still standing, and he was the winner. Arc Dieselk used a level rank 1 deck that summoned number monsters, so you can tell it's gonna be a great confrontation, and we went for multiple fights until we couldn't do anything else. Also level 1 monsters are good defending during the battle phase. The main attraction being the fight of number 54, Lionheart, against the number XX, being able to reflect 3,900 damage. At a certain point I had to take a Mirror Force face first or lose the next turn by the effect of number 54, leaving just number F0, Utopic Future, on my field to prevent the damage. In the end, using Utopic Future / combined with the spell Future Drive, he was able to break through a solid wall of 2 Lion Hearts, and performing a huge final attack gathering force from all the numbers in our graveyards.
Your own attack will be your downfall. I activate Mirror Force!
And now, 2 extra duels that I played against random opponents trying to use the same style as in the previous ones. No banlist this time, but they were so good that I still consider them to be legendary, and of course, finding duels that are this good, give me hope that this game will someday achieve its full potential when the right actions are taken to fix it. Enjoy! For the first one, the challenge is to defeat Damage Reflection, Same as with number 54, ultimately having to face two monsters that cannot be destroyed by battle and reflect all battle damage to myself, so I use the damage taken to enable the effect of Utopia Prime, and even if one of my opponent's monsters survived Pandora's Force, there is where I use number F0 to take control of that monster and then finish off my opponent with a double attack from Future Slash. For this final duel, the challenge was Destiny Hero Plasma, which can get hard to deal with, but it's easier when it is summoned during the first turn and you go second. In this case my solution was to just attack over it since it was summoned in defense position, but I was going to make a rank 4 XYZ without activating monster effects on the field, which is another way to deal with that monster's effect. Another way I've used multiple times was attacking with a light monster and using Honest since it activates in the hand. After that I was able to summon number F0, Utopic Future Dragon. My opponent was not able to summon Plasma again, and their last resort being Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. There was nothing else to be said, I didn't even negate anything, and Future Slash was once again able to finish the job. For some, this might have been the first time they knew about how good a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel can be. For others, this was just another everyday dueling session. Hopefully the game will continue moving forward with duels like this and not backwards as it is going right now. There are many things to talk about still, but with good examples of how to Yu-Gi-Oh! It will be easier to understand where and how the game need to be fixed. Until next time, bye.